So why am I adding in these feeders when these are my favorite? I'm going to tell you why now.
Hi, this is Robbie from Southern California, and you know I've got a dilemma this time of the year, and especially this year more than any other year. Orioles, as you can see here, I put so many different types of bird feeders out for them. But the problem is we have like 100 Orioles and thousands of hummingbirds, and a lot of them are not that happy right now. They don't mix well. A lot of it is the size. They're very intimidating. I mean, look at them. They're so much more bigger than the hummingbirds. But the problem is they can also attack the nest and the baby. So the hummingbirds have to be very careful on where they strategically build their nests. But see, they take over the hummingbird feeders and then they bring their babies back. Oh, by the way, that on top is a cowbird. That below is their babies. The cowbird doesn't know. He's just following him around his adopted siblings and trying to figure out what to eat. But they eat seed. So once he checks everything out and sees that he can't eat that, he will go on his way. But the cowbird laid an egg in the oriole nest, and the orioles raised the cowbird on insects and nectar. But from there, he's done with nectar, so he's going to have to figure out the seeds he's going to eat. Going back to the orioles, they are intimidating all my hummingbirds. Now give me 3 minutes, but if you want to see the feeder I'm using right now while they're here, you can jump to the 3-minute mark. Now the other thing that's been very successful are the pizza trays I put out every year. But then I've got to be careful because certain times it will draw in bees. But you can see here how this mother oriole loves it. She dips her insects in the nectar. And this is what it looks like. It's just the kids' play toy, a few holes, a tray, and then the nectar goes in there. And the orioles love it. The hummingbirds do too, but since the orioles hang around so much, they don't bother with it a lot of times. They'll just go to the feeders. And you can see how easy it is for the orioles, and this is a hooded, and we also have the bullocks, to come and feed out of the pizza tray. But again, I have to be very careful because of bees. Now, the other thing I do sometimes is take food containers like this. This is an ice cream container, and it's kind of 2 lids put together. I may have a video on that or not. The orioles love it, and the hummingbirds do too. But again, I'm trying to do anything to attract the orioles away from the feeder. So sometimes I put things in the window. There's a pizza tray, there's a dot, but what's on top there? What is that oriole feeding out of now? A peanut butter cup. And that I do have a video on. You can hang them or you can put them on a rail. A lot of times I just sit all the different colors out. The hummingbirds feed out of it, and so do the orioles. But I will tell you, it's not their favorite feeder. So I'm trying to train the orioles to feed out of certain feeders and leave the hummingbirds alone. So let's go check out the new feeder you may have not seen me use, though I have. Not only is it oriole proof, but it's also bee proof too.
So I want you to understand, no matter what, I'm not trying to get rid of the orioles. We love old birds around here, but we do cater to the hummingbirds. Now, being that the orioles started a few years ago coming in like 1 or 2 pairs, they've all had babies, and their babies have had babies. So now they're telling everybody, come on in, there's all kinds of food here. But the problem is, this feeder that I alter for the orioles, they can get into. Think of it this way. Any hummingbird feeder that an oriole can feed from, bees can too. So let me explain what is going on. These feeders are wonderful, and I do include the orioles feeding around our property. I love them, but there's been so many now that I'm trying to kind of give a little piece to the hummingbirds. So some of them who are intimidated by them can go find something else to feed from. Now these feeders are great. Just like the other ones, they come apart and they're 3 pieces. The only beef I've got on these, if there is anything, is it is on the narrow side. But get a bottle brush and get in there and clean, and it works fantastic. It's got a good hook. It's plastic. Some of you that don't like plastic don't understand. This doesn't get hot. It's been sitting out here in the sun, and we are like 90 degrees today, and it does not get hot. Glass gets hot and it heats up all the nectar in there. Then they can't drink it. So plastic is actually the way to go. Now you can put your feeders in the shade, but that is up to you. Wherever you put them, make sure your hummingbirds are happy. If you can create shade, it is better for them. Then you've got this. This is the base. Very easy to clean, and so is this. And this, you will want to get something like a mascara brush. that gets in there periodically, a couple times a week. Get in there and scrub the hole. Just put it in and out of there, and it will get rid of any debris that's built up in there. But that's all there is to it. You make the nectar 1/4 of a cup of white granulated sugar, 1 cup of water, mix well till it's completely dissolved, and you don't have to fill it all the way. Just put as much as you want in the feeder, close it up, tip it upside down, and make sure it locks in good. If it's leaking, that means you just didn't screw it in right. I've never had any of these leak, no matter these, which are First Nature, or these that I believe are hollyhock. Yep. These are really good. Now, real quick, they do put these things on sale. So if they're on sale, I'll tag them under the video, because these are almost the same price as these, believe it or not. These do hold a little bit more than this, so it depends on how many hummingbirds you're feeding. We feed thousands. So I still go with the smaller ones because I don't usually get the real big ones because I don't want to put out a ton of food at one time, and I do not mind bringing them in 2 and 3 times a day to wash them and put them back out. But this has worked out fantastic. It's very attractive. If you compare it to the other ones I use, look how pretty they look, and they, easy to clean. I have no worries on these. They're under $6. You can't beat it. This is really a nice feeder. So what I'm going to do is kind of spot them all over, so any of the hummingbirds that come in and go, no, we don't want to be here with all the orioles, and we have a lot, both bullocks and the hoodeds, they can find these feeders. Why? Because after a while, your orioles won't even go to them. They cannot get in. And because of the spout and the little hole, the bees have not been able to get in there either. Some of you have woodpeckers. That's a little different because sometimes they swing, so you'll have to deal with your woodpeckers a little bit different. I wish I had woodpeckers coming in. That would be fantastic. We have a lot of woodpeckers. They just have never come to our feeders. So I'm hoping that I'm giving you ideas. The most important thing is to get something out for our birds. They really can use our help. Though I've got hundreds and thousands of flowers around here, you would think I would have so many these birds wouldn't come to the feeders. They can never get enough. Think of the hundreds of flowers each hummingbird has to visit. And once they drink the nectar out, there may not be any more for that day. So it really takes a lot of flowers to help all the hummingbirds around here and the orioles. But at least the orioles eat a lot of insects. Tomato hornworms, all kinds of caterpillars. They're fantastic. We encourage them to come in. So with that, I hope you understand that this is important to feed the birds. Get the feeder that works for you, and you can get these at Walmart, really good price right now, but a lot of other places have it. Lowe's, Home Depot, Chewy, Petco, PetSmart, you can check them all out. But I think right now Walmart's got the best price. I just ordered more because I want to have them all over so the hummingbirds can feel safe and secure and be happy to be able to hang around here and have a feeder just for themselves. So I hope I've given you some ideas as to which hummingbird feeder may work for you. They're all good, but you know what? Sometimes we all have our own preference, and that can make life easier for you as well as your feathered friends, the hummingbirds. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. They're both good.
So as you can see here, I put it out, and I wanted you to see that the orioles cannot get in. The hummingbirds are very happy to now have a feeder that they know that the orioles cannot get in. And after, I would say, a few more days, because I haven't used this since last year, the orioles won't even go to it because they'll look at it and they'll recognize it as, well, that plant, that flower is not for me. And they'll just start going back to the others. This should help some of the chaos that's been around here because, again, the orioles feed on the hummingbird feeders and they chase them off. So eventually the goal is they won't even go to the regular feeders, this one, the hollyhock, and they'll just go to the other feeders that are out there, the First Nature, and they won't bother anybody. And everybody should live in a wonderful world of harmony. At least we hope so. And this has just been a joy to watch the hummingbirds come immediately when I put the feeders out because they haven't seen them probably for about 8 months. When the orioles leave, then I leave the other ones out. They're just easier to clean and they're my favorite. But you know what? It's time to put the hollyhocks out so now they know they've got their very own feeder.